Ever wondered what would happen if Tom, the cat who never quits, and Jerry, the mouse who always outsmarts, found themselves in the world of Peppa Pig? And what if, just for fun, they ran into George's beloved Dinosaur? Today, we're diving into a hilarious hypothetical crossover, Tom and Jerry versus George's Dinosaur, with Peppa's Playtime hanging in the balance. It's a clash of cartoon titans, a mix of classic slapstick and preschool innocence, so grab your popcorn and get ready for a wild ride. First, let's set the stage. Picture this, a sunny day in Peppa Pig's world. The hills are perfectly round, the sun is a simple yellow circle, and everything is bright and cheerful. Peppa and George are playing in their garden. George, as always, is clutching his favorite toy, a green dinosaur. He loves that dinosaur more than anything. He roars with it, he sleeps with it, it's his best friend. Dinosaur, grr, is his catchphrase for a reason. This little plastic toy is the center of his universe. Now let's introduce our chaotic duo. Through some bizarre unexplained cartoon portal, Tom and Jerry crash land right in the middle of Peppa's garden. They're disoriented for a second, looking around at this strange, colorful new world. The animation style alone must be a shock. They've gone from the detailed, beautifully painted backgrounds of their own show to this minimalist, childlike landscape. But cartoon characters adapt quickly. Tom spots Jerry, and the chase is instantly back on. The instinct is just too strong. Jerry, being the resourceful mouse he is, needs a place to hide. He zips past Peppa, who probably just giggles, thinking it's a funny little animal. He darts behind George, and that's when he sees it. The perfect hiding spot. George's dinosaur. It's hollow, it's green, it's just the right size. In a flash, Jerry scurries inside the toy dinosaur, peering out through his open mouth. He's safe, or so he thinks. Tom, hot on his tail, skids to a halt. He sees the dinosaur twitch. He sees two tiny eyes looking out from his mouth. His brain, conditioned by years of chasing Jerry, doesn't register it as a toy. He sees a weird green Jerry hiding contraption, and his one and only goal is to get that mouse. This is where the conflict really begins. It's not just Tom versus Jerry anymore, it's Tom versus George's dinosaur. George, of course, is not having any of it. He sees this big blue cat trying to grab his beloved toy. He holds onto his dinosaur tightly, and with all the strength his little piggy arms can muster, he yells, "No! My dinosaur!" He might even start to cry, those big, cartoon tears welling up in his eyes. Peppa, ever the protective big sister, would run over. "You silly cat, you can't have George's dinosaur." "That's naughty," she'd exclaim, pointing a finger at Tom. Now, let's analyze Tom's approach. Tom is a master of traps and contraptions. He's used everything from anvils and pianos to complex Rube Goldberg machines. But here, in Peppa's world, his usual arsenal is gone. What would he use instead? He might try to lure the dinosaur away with a plate of spaghetti, thinking that's what all creatures want. He might try to build a trap out of Daddy Pig's garden tools, a wobbly tower of flower pots and rakes. Imagine Tom, tiptoeing around, trying to set up a classic cartoon trap, only for it to backfire in the most gentle G-rated way possible. Instead of an explosion, maybe it just causes a pile of mud to splash onto Daddy Pig, who would then fall over with a comical loof. Jerry, meanwhile, is having the time of his life. He's inside the dinosaur, controlling it like a little mech suit. He can make it jump, wiggle, and even let out a little squeak that sounds surprisingly like a roar. He'd lead Tom on a chase all around the garden. He'd make the dinosaur peek out from behind a bush, then disappear when Tom gets close. He'd have the dinosaur climb the little slide in the playground with Tom scrambling clumsily after it. The dynamic between the characters would be fascinating. George's love for his dinosaur is absolute. To him, this isn't just a cat trying to get a mouse. It's a monster trying to steal his best friend. He would be the emotional core of this story. His distress would be the main driving force. Peppa would act as the enforcer of rules, constantly telling Tom off. "Stop it, Mr. Cat, you're making a mess." She'd shout, hands on her hips. What about the other characters? Mummy and Daddy Pig would probably be completely oblivious at first. Daddy Pig might be trying to read his newspaper or hang a picture, getting inadvertently involved in Tom's antics. Imagine Tom chasing the Jerry dinosaur through the house, causing Daddy Pig to trip and hang a picture upside down. He'd look at it, confused, and say, that doesn't seem quite right. Mummy Pig would likely be in the kitchen, offering everyone cookies, completely unaware of the cartoon chaos unfolding just a few feet away. Let's think about the physics. Tom and Jerry's world is governed by slapstick physics. They can survive being flattened, blown up, and falling from great heights. Peppa's world is much gentler. Gravity is normal, and the biggest danger is jumping in a muddy puddle without your boots on. So what happens when these two worlds collide? When Tom gets hit by a falling flower pot, instead of getting a giant lump on his head, he might just get covered in dirt and sneeze. When he runs face first into a wall, he wouldn't flatten like a pancake. He'd just rub his nose and shake his head. The violence would be toned down, but the comedic timing would remain. The humor would come from Tom as extreme efforts being met with the mundane reality of Peppa's world. He'd set up an elaborate net trap, only for Peppa to use it as a hammock for her teddy bear. The climax of this episode would have to be a big chaotic set piece. Let's say the chase leads them to the annual town fair. There are games, rides, and lots of food. Jerry, still in the dinosaur, could win a game of ring toss by having the dinosaur spit the rings perfectly onto the pegs. Tom, in pursuit, would probably disrupt everything. He might get tangled in the bouncy castle, launched into a vat of candy floss, or accidentally start a merry-go-round at triple speed. All the while, George is chasing after Tom, wailing for his dinosaur back. Peppa is right behind him, trying to sort everything out. The resolution would have to be simple and heartwarming, in true Peppa Pig style. Eventually, Jerry would realize he's causing poor George a lot of distress. In a moment of truth, maybe Tom corners the dinosaur, and just as he's about to pounce, Jerry pops his head out. Tom would be shocked. George would be overjoyed. Dinosaur! He'd cheer. Jerry would then hand the dinosaur back to George. He might even give George a little pat on the snout before scurrying away. George would hug his dinosaur tightly, completely happy again. And what about Tom? In a rare moment of softness, seeing how happy George is, Tom might just let it go. He might even get a pat on the head from Peppa, who would say, "You're a good cat after all," before offering him a slice of cake. Tom, exhausted and defeated, would probably just accept the cake and eat it, for a moment forgetting all about Jerry. The episode would end with everyone, including Tom, enjoying a piece of cake together. The portal would then reappear, and Tom and Jerry would be whisked back to their own world, leaving the pig family a little confused but ultimately unharmed. The final shot would be George, tucking his dinosaur into bed, giving it an extra kiss goodnight. So, who wins this showdown? In a way, everyone does. George gets his dinosaur back. Peppa gets to be a hero. Jerry gets away as usual, and Tom? He gets a slice of cake and a brief respite from his never-ending chase. It's the perfect blend of high-energy slapstick and gentle lesson-based storytelling. The sheer absurdity of Tom's violent antics being transplanted into a world where the biggest problem is a grumpy goldfish would be comedy gold. It's a crossover we never knew we needed, but now I can't stop thinking about it. What do you think? How would you imagine this crossover playing out? Let me know your ideas in the comments below. I'd love to hear your take on this chaotic cartoon combination. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more deep dives into your favorite animated worlds. See you next time.